Hey everyone. So today we will look into a new topic. So today we will be starting the fast API programming. So fast API uh, is a modern Python framework used for building application programming interfaces. So it allows developers to create fast, scalable, and secure backend applications using Python. So it is mainly used for creating web services that communicate between a front-end application and a database or other services. So, Fast API is built on top of Starlet for web functionality and Pydantic for data validation. So, one of the main advantages of using Fast API is that it automatically generates API documentation using Open API and Swagger UI. So, why use Fast API? So, before Fast API, developers commonly use frameworks like Flask or uh, Django. So, this fast API, so the backend API handles receiving requests, processing data, communicating with databases, and returning responses. So the advantages and key features of fast API are high performance. Um, so uh, for high performance, its speed is on par with Node.js and Go. Next is automatic documentation. So it instantly generates interactive Swagger UI and redoc pages. Next, data validation so that it validates incoming requests using Pydantic models. Next, async support. So it natively supports async and await for non-blocking IO input and output operations. Next, if it has fewer bugs. So type checking reduces developer errors by roughly 40%. So 40%. So next, we'll look at how to install Fast API on your computers. So yeah, let me share my screen so I can show you. Okay, I hope you can all see the screen. So first, you have to go to command prompt and you should verify your Python version. So Python version. So mine is 3.12.11. So next, you have to install Fast API. So pip install Fast API. So here you can already see it shows requirement already satisfied. because I already installed Fast API beforehand, the, so that I can show you the um, complete. I can show you the end process after installing, and then so next, you have to install UVCon. So normally, to run a certain type of Python projects, you don't need like two functions, but to run fast API, you need UVCon. So we'll just like pip install UVCon. So here you can already see I already installed UVCon for running of fast API. So now, um, this is so now that the fast API is installed, so now we look at the fast API like the project structure. So for fast API, like it has main.py. So it has a main API file. It has database connection. It has database tables, data validation, and libraries. Uh, and it also looks at the libraries that are used while performing in the code. So now, let me show you um, a really simple um, application of fast API. So this is like so I already wrote the code, and this is like a simple code. I can show you uh, about how fast API runs. So as you can see here, first I imported like fast API here from the fast API package. Next, I created an application object using a fast API. So this means that this object manages all the API routes. So then at the rate app dot uh, get it's like a decorator, so it creates a get endpoint. So whenever a user visits the root URL function, the URL, the root URL, the function executes and returns a JSON response. So this is a starter code. So now about running the code. So first you need to check whether where your code is being saved. So I do Control S, and your code needs to be saved in the same directory as the command prompt. So as you can see here in the command prompt, the directory is C users and Rishi. So here in the files also, if you go to C and then users and then Rishi, so you can see I saved my file as main.py. So it's in the directory. It's in the same directory as the command prompt. So now, since it's in the same directory, so what you do now is go to command prompt. So remember how I told that we need UVCon is used at the execution of a fast API programmings, right? So now to run fast API, so we type UV one UVcon space main colon app reload. So here you can see UVcon is running the code and main is the name of the file that we gave. So main.py and app. So what this does is it um, reads the app function in the code. So if you write, so since I wrote app is equal to fast API, so the app here reads this line in the code so that it confirms whether um, that is the same code that it needs to run. So now if you click enter. So right now you can see here it's saying info will watch for changes in these directories. And then here it's saying, you can see it is saying UVcon running on this local files server. So here what you do is you copy this local file and then you go into Google Chrome and then run this. So as you can see here, this is the output of the code. So here you can see the same message. So I wrote the message as welcome to Fast API application. So the same message came here. So message welcome to Fast API applications. So that is how you run a Fast API code. So now we'll look into some um, Fast API HTTP methods. So let me close this. So let me stop sharing. So in Fast API, HTTP methods are declared using path operation decorators attached to your application instances. So these decorators map each HTTP verbs to Python functions responsible for handling those requests. So now, so for today, I'll stop at the names of the HTTP methods. So tomorrow, I will tell you about the HTTP methods, about each HTTP methods separately. So there are five core HTTP methods. So the first one is get, next is post, next is put, the fourth one is patch, and the last one is delete. So these are the five core HTTP methods. So how these methods are implemented into fast API uh, code. Uh, so I will show you each one separately tomorrow. So yeah. So yeah, that's it for today, and thank you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Yeah.